Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from MasonWorks Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone. And I am so excited to be here with my dear friend, Joan of Angels. Hi, Joan. How are you?
I am so excited to be here with you, Kathy.
Yes, yes. So we have so much fun together, you guys. So if we get a little giddy and act a little silly, sorry. I'm not sorry.
Business doesn't always have to be like serious,
Of
Kathy.
course not. Oh my God.
You
Like,
know.
like there's a cat. Yeah, she's going out. Okay.
Oh, there's your cat. Yes. Okay. Oh my God, this is going to be a wild time already.
Oh yeah. Oh well, so she left the room. She didn't want to be entertained, I guess. Okay, so you guys, for the people that don't know Joan, I'm going to read a little bit about her so that you can be as excited about meeting her as I am about being with her. Joan of Angels, intuitive guide, oracle, spiritual luminary, broadcaster, best-selling author, and visionary artist, is best known for the messages and the art she brings forth. And hopefully we'll get to talk a little bit about that. Using her intuitive skills, she offers wisdom, clarity, and a deeper understanding of living a healthy and vibrant life by awakening your unique gifts and skills to achieve your dreams and manifest them into reality. So, Joan, you started out for 40 years, you were a chiropractor.
Oh yes, 43.
43. Wow. So, yeah. Well, okay. So we're showing our age. Okay. So, so tell me, how did you switch? How did you awaken? So that because lots of people are awakening right now and they need your help to figure out their path to being happy and living in this new energy. So could you tell a little bit about how you awakened so that it might help them?
Well, what an interesting thing. So, I had these gifts as a young girl, which a lot of people do, but I didn't recognize them. I had no idea why I would see these angels walking around my bedroom or even hear things. So I always thought I was a bit nutty and discounted it, just so you know. And I know that's true for a lot of people. But my chiropractic days were amazing when I was full blown in the practice because I learned to use my hands. And I'm a kinesthetic person. So my hands would do the talking or the walking. And my patients would go, well, Joan, Dr. Joan, how did you know that I was hurting over there? And I would say, well, I don't know. My hands know. So when I put my mind aside, like, oh God, what's wrong with them? What am I going to do? And I just kind of went into a flow. Everything about that person was revealed to me. And I suppose that was when I began to understand that I was an intuitive, that I had these gifts, that my hands could do the walking, so to speak. They would know. And that was the beginning. And I want to share one little story that really, I have so many stories actually. There was that one day that this Iranian patient came in with his wife, and I put them on the table. I had this electronic table that went up and down. And as he was going down, I heard a voice that said, if anyone's going to sue you, Joan, it's going to be this patient. And it was like a test. And I'm standing there over the patient, like feeling their spine. And I'm thinking, what? Where did that come from? And I apprehensively just put my hands on like this, and he started screaming. I had to call 911. His wife was upstairs screaming. All the patients are screaming before you know it. In the office, 911 comes, and he ultimately sues me. Okay, he lost, just so everyone knows, because I was set up. But I discovered that through the process of not thinking, just hands only, my intuition just was out of sight.
So okay, so you didn't shut down your intuition. You actually, well, you didn't listen to it, which a lot of us do that. It's like, you want me to do what? And you go, nope, sorry, not going to do it. But what happens when you start to fully accept your higher knowing? That's the juicy part that everyone has available, and they could take your class to learn. So could you talk about that?
Well, okay, we learn the most by the times we don't listen to our intuition. Okay, I want to start with that. So, like the time that I heard a voice that said, "Do not put your tax returns in the trunk of the car. They're going to blow away." I said, "Why?" And I hear this voice that says they're going to blow away. I said, "You're crazy. My trunk's never blown open. My no." And I put the tax returns in the trunk because it was the easiest thing to do. Well, long and short of it, of course, is that the trunk blew open at the stoplight. The tax returns flew out. I could never recover them. And the next day, someone from LA Public Works calls me and has my daughter's social security number. I didn't listen. So what happened is that over years, you can create a journal of all the times you have not listened. It is mind-boggling. Those times you went, I should have listened. Why didn't I like listen when my voice said, don't take the freeway today? It's because we don't know why your voice is telling us that. And as humans, we have to know that why. So there's a disconnect. So step one is to honestly, and your audience can do this today, all the times you haven't listened is step one to realizing. Then you start to go, well, when have I listened and what's happened when I've listened? Because honest to God, Kathy, with everything that's going on right now, this is why I decided to release this class on your superpowers, and I'm doing it live because it's so important. I want to take everyone's questions, but we have to be able to, okay, I called it yesterday, your shit detector. I released a cute little video on it. SHIT. See, hear, intuit, or interpret, and translate. Okay, you have to be able to take it SHIT immediately. You have to be able to see, hear, interpret, translate everything that comes our way right now.
Right.
Because we can't interpret what we're reading. We're not getting truth. So we have to figure out, where does it sit for us? We have to learn how to discern. Discernment is another skill that goes along with intuition. In fact, I think it's another skill, just like being clairsentient or clairaudient. I'm going to call it a clair discernment skill.
So, yeah, I think that what happens is that you get these small nudges first, and then it's almost like, okay, see, I told you. See, I told you. See, so you get a hit that you should go to the health food store, and the specific store, and you walk in there and you meet somebody, and then something totally unfolds from that, like a project or an event you get to be in, or something cool happens.
Through love.
Right. And so, but I think those are like the, see, I told you. And I know as a little girl, I knew lots of other things than anyone else around me at 8. And I remember that these guys that are helping me with my journey, I trusted them more than people. And that's what you teach, right?
And that's what I teach, that how to listen to that voice that's coming through, translate it, like know what it means, and then act upon it without resorting to everyone else telling you what to do. What do you think? Because then you get confusion, you get lack of clarity when you start running around and you apply logical mind versus your intuitive mind. Okay, your intuitive mind hears the truth. Okay, like, how would I have really ever, there's no way I logically could have known that guy would sue me. Okay, no way. No, or that my tax returns would fly away. Come on. So your intuition is that unconscious nudge from that voice within to guide you. And so learning to trust that as opposed to your logical scientific mind is the game. Okay, that's where you learn to develop your superpowers, because all of us have these gifts of intuition. We just were told not to use it, or don't listen to that, follow this way, put those, of course that won't happen. We're told to discount what we know inside is true. There's so many things. Even in our healthcare, learning how to differentiate what's going to be good for us for
Right.
our food
Right.
care.
Right.
So it's important.
Okay, so this is Omar's here. Hi, Omar. Thank you for coming. Omar says logical mind is trapped in identity memory and will fail you each time. Right?
That's such a good way to put it. And because the rest of the world, 99% of them all concur with that trapped identity memory, okay, then therein comes the conundrum. Here it is, you have this intuitive flash, turn left. But the logic of the world says if you turn left, you're going to go 3 hours out of your way, and there you are every time. It's like, do I trust myself? Do I trust myself? Do I dare to trust me?
Right. Right. And the beauty of that is that that's the future. Oh.
That he'll be gone in a second.
Okay, well, superpowers. Let's talk about superpowers for a second. I believe that with the photonic energy that's hitting the earth from the great central sun, that's activating our sun and throwing energy towards us, plus our Schumann resonance cover of the earth isn't as strong, so more photonic energy is coming in. I believe that every single person is going to, for their first step, if they're not awake yet, they're going to become empathic. And with that, then comes their superpowers. Do you agree with that?
Well, I do believe that the veil is thinning and that we are collectively raising. And, I think intuition is catching. Okay.
Mhm.
It's like consciousness streams, photon beams. So, in a way, I do believe you're right that consciousness is catching. And more people also with the extraterrestrials. We know people who've had contact with ETs have that ability more. So, it is our time to soar. But these are our superpowers. I want to say one other thing about this subject, Kathy. I'm moving to get away from the gardener. Okay. My intuition tells me he's loud. Okay.
Okay, well, I'm going to make you full screen. Is that going to be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure the light is on me.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So here's what I was told. And you all know this. We came down here, each of us, each of you listening to this has come down here with a mission, a purpose, very specifically. You've probably been here many lifetimes. There, that's almost better. So you've been here many, many lifetimes. And what happens is that you were sent down here with a toolkit, with a clipboard. And that clipboard has all the things you need, all your skills, everything you were sent down here to do your mission, your intuition, your kindness, your compassion, your strengths. All of that is part of what you weren't sent down here on your own to do some mission here in the most dangerous of times on our planet, defenseless. And those are what I call your superpowers. So if we can enhance them and build them up, teach you how to use your superpowers, not mine, because we both may be clairaudient, but we hear it different and we use it different. So the class will be specifically designed to help you come away with a journal, specifics on like my intuitive gifts. This is how I do it. This is my protocol. This is the results I get. This is how I can use that discernment scale to trust whether to trust my intuition or my logical mind. So I think it's a great class, but because I believe that these gifts are critical to thriving now.
Right. I agree. I want to make sure people see the link on Joan's website.
We have to show both.
Okay. Oh, I'll have to go back and get the other one then. Okay. So,
Okay.
Okay. So basically, what we're talking about is coming of age, coming into your superpowers, coming into who you really are without all the programming, without all the constructs, without all the searching outside yourself, where you actually come into a pure sense of security and love for yourself that allows you to go deeper into consciousness than this superficial, is it supposed to rain today? Interactions with people. I mean, some of the conversations that you and I and others have had are so deep and so profound as far as the trajectory of our species. I mean, this is a choice point where we're a lot of the listeners are aware that we're in this huge time of change, and you can't go by the media's version of anything. You have to be able to center in your heart and know you're this expansive being, that only a little bit of you is in this vessel. And so you have access to this like incredible universe. You helped create the universe. You helped create this game. So what you're talking about is accessing that bigger mind, that bigger consciousness, and bringing as much of that as it's a skill. It needs, I mean, you and I've been practicing this for a long time, 20 years or more, where we've been practicing being able to hear and being able to help others, serve people with it, right?
See, hear, interpret, translate. See, hear, intuit. So this is really important. Before we had the internet, before we had, everything, we were on our own. We were our skin. We had to rely on our senses,
right,
on to get through life, and we still have to rely on our senses now. That's the most important thing we have to design our strategies for the coming times, because that's all we have is ourselves and our own belief system. And consciousness, it's our consciousness that goes with us through lifetimes. And I believe we've been here many lifetimes, and this is the lifetime we came here for. This is the juice. This is the big bang for us, for us as leaders, for us as conscious beings, and these ascended masters that we're becoming. We came here for today. We came here for this show that's going on, that's going to teach us how to step into our higher power and take us on the path of awakening.
See,
and on
I think
of awakening.
I think you were already ascended. Okay, so a couple of things. One thing is, this is ascension embodied, which in the past, all the great masters ascended out of body. That's why Jesus left, who we could just go through them all. But everybody, Buddha, everybody had to die to ascend. Well, that's not necessary. We are able to hold more light now, and our DNA and our cells are actually changing from carbon to crystalline, so we can hold more light, just like a computer chip. We're going to be even more of a computer chip, right? So what happens is, when we can access that, then we can co-create with reality at a really high level, rather than us be in this victimization mode that we've been in for thousands of years. But okay, what I first started to say, I could go on. Sorry, is I think you're an ascended master who came back. That you didn't have to come back. And I think there's quite a few people that came back, that completed everything they needed to and ascended, but saw the call that this transformation on this earth is going to create a ripple throughout the galaxies, throughout the universes. And you came back for that.
You're creating a ripple inside of me. I just want you to know, it started in my belly, and it's like going out like this. Okay. Yes, I am an ascended master being. I am actually the embodiment of Joan of Arc. And what's been going on for me is that, holy moly, well, Joan of Arc had such courage in the face of such adversity. it's very frightening in a certain way to really have that kind of courage in the face of adversity. And yet she's come back through me to help remind people that this is our destiny, to take back our planet, to take back our sovereignty, to take back our ability to ascend and to go on the higher path. And this is the path of the masters. This is the path of the archangels. This is the path of all the celestials right now, to take back our power personally and collectively from who I'm going to say are the controllers now. So we came here to do this. And it is a joy because you know what? We are going to do this. This is the first time in the history of our planet. And I say ours because I'm part human here too. This is the first time in the history of our planet that we will win. That certainty that we will win, that we will choose that path of ascension and light and spread that far and wide. So my intuition class is really just a little, just a little notch in it to help wake you up even further, to give you the navigation skills and the tools you need to just get that SHIT detector working faster. So you can walk down the street and you go, oh my God, wait, that's a message. I better run. Like then you know what the message is.
Right. Well, the other thing that I think that people will really enjoy about what you're doing is that everybody's finding everybody. The energy. I mean, going to a class like yours, which is only $33. It's really, I don't know how you can afford to do things for so reasonable. But everyone in that class is probably part of your soul family. So going there is going to actually help you find your community as well as find your gifts. And then everybody can support each other. Just like I think there's so many people right now that got the clarion call, show up now and help people. Yep, that's right. Sense of urgency a little bit.
Well, first of all, the celebration on the other side would be massive.
Yes.
And as one of my mentors and teachers has said to me, that we all got, we're getting overtime. Let's put it that way. We're showing up here on planet Earth, and we are, because this is part of our destiny. We contracted to do this. We came here to do this. And the joy in being able to realize that this is part of a collective growth process. And I truly believe that we are, as humanity, is really going to go through this ascension process beyond what we know. But it will take work. It's not going to happen automatically because we got those little logical minds, which are also known as fact checkers, that are going, they're fact checking your brain, your intuition. You can't fact check my intuition, by the way, just so you know. No one can fact check my intuition because it's directly geared to my guides with the insight and knowledge and wisdom direct for each of you.
Perfect. Well, the other thing I really think what you're doing is that you're helping people make the connection so that they can really make better decisions for their life, that they can really not be afraid. What there's a lot of decision paralysis here because there's so much chaos and so much the global consciousness is heavy and fearful. And if you are empathic or sensitive at all, you don't even know if it's yours or theirs, and that's where your intuition can help so much as well, is that your intuition can say, nope, not yours. Right?
It can help with everything. If you're a medical doctor, okay, and you have a patient in front of you and the logic says A, B, C, and D, but your intuition actually, because you have a little bit of that medical intuitive of you kind of go, oh my God, if I just do this and it's off the wall, it's not the protocol, but this is going to cure that patient. It's a bit of a dilemma. Where do you trust your logical mind or your intuitive mind? And so these are tools to center you into your direct connection. And, where else are you going to get instructions, by the way? You're going to go to the scientific journals to hear how you're going to run your life? No, you have your instruction right here. Now, I'll tell you a secret. I hear my intuition right here. When I get a message, and it's an important message, I'm beginning to learn this, it comes right here. It's like, yes, don't put your taxes in that car. I hear it loud. And that's one of the keys. It's like, how do you hear that voice within? Because we're each different. Some people get it as a sense. Some people don't hear it. They see it and they see pictures. Some people smell it. They get a smell or an odor that may give them a clue on what's going on. So we do not all have the same. When I say your superpowers, it's not the same superpowers I have or Kathy has. They're yours. And that's the beauty of it. You came down here with these powers. Let's get them going and let's activate them.
Yes, let's get a bunch more playmates. So what the thing is it's safe to come out, you guys. It's safe to come out and play with us. And the opportunity is to, even if you're just waking up and just understanding a little bit of this, when people have talked about being in the flow, or everything's in synchronicities, everything just works out, that's your intuition working. That's where you took the path that was ideal for you to have the best health, the best happiness, the best success. And what Joan's offering you is a way to always be able to click that on and to know and actually have a conversation with it. It's not like the word of God coming from above and it's a command. This is like, hey, we're your team. This is your team speaking. Could you please take a left? Right?
It would be nice if they said it like that. Yeah. Memo to Joan, memo to Kathy, turn left and listen clearly. No, our life's path is about learning and saying it, learning to say yes. The call goes out to billions of people. 7.5 billion people do get a call. Everyone gets a call. But first of all, do you hear it? Do you even recognize it? It could take 10 lifetimes to wake up to it. And then there's the memory of how dangerous it was in the other lifetimes to be a medium or a psychic or an astrologer or any of those things. So you didn't want to do that. I know exactly when Joan of Arc turned it off for centuries, because it was like, I had a direct discussion a few years ago, like, I'm not planning to lose my life this time. If you think I'm going to lose my neck or my life this time, I have some concerns here. And they reassured me, Kathy.
Yes, of course. Of course.
This lifetime, we will not be beheaded. We will not lose our lives. We will not be, they cannot silence us.
That's right. And this is where we come into mastery. When we're working from confidence and a grounded feeling that we've got this, somebody or somebody think the angels, the guides, the ascended masters have your back. You try things that you might not have tried. You actually have so much more fun being a good girl and following all of that stuff. That didn't get you the love you wanted, right?
Oh, that's so funny that you're saying that. I've been doing a lot of reading about something that's called the rebel gene.
Oh, that's me.
So raise your hand if you have the rebel gene. I was born with this gene. If you tell me to turn right and you don't offer an understanding to me that would make me want to turn right, I'm going to go left. And the last few years, I don't know about anyone else, it's like, oh my God, that rebel gene woke up.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little DNA strand, but it's become big.
When at Co-Creators Convergence, one of the last times we had it in person, they had a deck of cards, one of the cool card decks, And underneath my chair was the rebel card. It's here somewhere. It was like perfect. And first I went, oh, am I? I'm a Virgo. It's like, but yeah, it fit perfect. So we're getting a couple of questions. Are you open for a couple of questions here?
I have my intuitive guides ready to answer.
Okay. So here we go. Omar asks, do you think that consciousness might be a dimension?
Whoa. Whoa. Do you have to start with the hardest question first?
No, actually, there was a harder one.
Omar, I love you. Omar has a very unique, almost like the insectoid kinds of ways of putting things together, connection versus connect, like the Legos kind of feel. So I don't know the quite answer to that it is so funny because we could travel interdimensionally and we can travel via consciousness. Consciousness is a stream. It's a wave. It's an energy. It's a vibration. It's also light and sound. So is there a dimension? And we can access it here from our 3D realm. So I kind of see that I have an antenna. And my antenna, this is not your answer, Omar, but I love you. And Kathy will have her answer. But I see I have an antenna. And I stretch my antenna up beyond the 14th dimension ever since Kathy told me I really needed to blend with my 14th dimensional being. The only thing I could figure out intuitively was, well, we'll just send our antenna up there, right, and it will get up there. So that antenna is crossing the streams of consciousness and dimensions to tap in and get there. So I'm going to ask you to help me with this now.
Well, this is what I know, that because quantum physics, there's a lot of scientific work that's trying to make sense and make our reality into a mathematical program. And it may be that, but that isn't the way I experience it. I don't experience it as a tetrahedron. I might be able to make myself into that and move my Merkaba and move around, but I don't recognize consciousness as a dimension as part of the formula, the mathematical formula. Personally, the way I use that word, conscious business zone is conscious choices, where you make a choice rather than just go with the flow. And consciousness is the field of total possibility. So it can be in every dimension, first dimension, second dimension, third dimension. Rocks have consciousness. Everything has consciousness. So that's why I don't really see it only as a plane of existence. Now, I don't know what other games are being played in other universes. So from that bigger perspective, it may be. And it may be that we're in our universe have this band of consciousness, and other universes have other bands. But I don't have, that kind of blows my circuits trying to do that.
Right? The whole thing blows our circuits when we get to consciousness and streams. But I will say this. When you listen to your inner voice and that consciousness that comes through you, you will find you're more effective. You'll find you're happier. You're more on point. You get better results. You can, really step into your mission and purpose. You actually actualize synchronicities, and miracles exist. So this is stream of consciousness is the stream that will take you home. It's that direct connection to your home, to your guides, to your support team, to everything you're doing. And so I will tell you this, if you don't connect to that stream of consciousness, you're like headblind. So like in Harry Potter's books, in the books there, they have the magical people and the muggles. What's a muggle? A muggle is headblind, as if their head is in a box and they're not getting messages from the universe. So your angels, your guides, they're like going, hello in there, wake up. We were trying to talk to you. You're going the wrong way. Whoa.
Yeah. So really, truly, the benefits of this is to live a life of joy and fun. This is what's kind of missing. It's just heavy energy, and the lockdown time period gave us a chance to go inward and really look at what we want to create while we're still embodied. And now we have a chance to connect with all the resources that'll make that possible. So, or refine with your team's help, refine that soul yearning that you have, that soul mission that you had, because everyone at the very beginning of the lockdown had a fear of death. And it's like, okay, I'm not quite ready to go yet. What was I supposed to do while I was here? And then you go, okay, how am I going to do that? Well, that's where your intuition will show you and guide you, because it's going to guide you on, does this make you happy? Is this fun, or is this heavy? Does it make your heart sing? Right?
I was waiting for you to say, does it make your heart sing? Because that is the juice. Does this make your heart sing? Because it makes your heart sing, then that is completely 100% aligned on your path. That is the choice to make. So why would you choose something that makes your heart sing versus something that makes you feel like a thud? Like when I chose my kids' nursery school, their preschool, I went to 3 schools. The first 2, I thought I would die. It was like, oh my God, this is hard. It felt horrible. And they were highly rated by parents, but they felt horrible to me. The third one I went in was, my heart started singing, because I said to myself, oh my God, if only I could be a preschooler again, I would go here. I so wanted to relive my childhood in that school. But that's called paying attention to that voice within and the feelings that come up to release your full potential. I mean, what are we doing here? We want to release our full potential to do what we came here to do. Because if you're listening to this, you're one of those who came here to do something that's bigger than just living your life. You've come here to be of service in some way, shape, or form, to hold vibrational frequency, to hold the light, to help, just be you. And just being you is more than enough, especially when you know what that means.
Yes. And there's going to be constant change coming through from now on. And the reason I was so excited to promote this, and Joan, I'll be glad to send it out to my list even for you.
Good.
Is this should be in everyone's toolkit, because the fear that you're going to see and the chaos in the outside world, you get to make a choice of if you're going to play with that, because
Yes.
if you put up very much attention to it, you're actually adding your energy and helping it. So if you don't, it's not that you don't send compassion and love and gratitude for the good in your life and the good in the world. You keep doing that every day, but you want to be able to make decisions quickly, right? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, we need to be able to quickly ascertain what's going on. It's like, do I go to the right or to the left? And honestly, Kathy, you brought up something. We're in a time where all bets are off. We do not know the future at this moment. The only thing we do know is that we're in our bodies. We have our intuition, we have our SHIT detector, and we have our skills, and we have ourselves and the people we can trust. And in a sense, being able to access your logical mind quickly without going into that is, do I do this? Do I not? Okay, the worst thing to do, and I want to change the way I say it. We don't want to be immobilized by fear. Okay, we want to be able to, keep moving forward and keep, progressing on this path and being safe and happy and thriving. And so we don't want to be immobilized. And so what's the best tools that we have to make us confident that we're taking the right steps? That's what I think this class is about. Learning how your skills can take you accurately and confidently and successfully through these next few years.
Well, I think there isn't really anything more important, because we have been so the idea of relying on another authority outside yourself. Now you can rely on information from trusted advisors outside yourself, but it's still your responsibility to bring it into your heart and see what happens. But so it takes a little more time. But this isn't like the pace of everything doesn't have to be blah, 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 blah. It can be did, instead of that we were on the treadmill before. That's what the beauty has been all along. And the light wins. If you just put that in the back of your mind, okay, everything's going to be all right, the light wins, and know that, and then take the time, because there isn't a rush as much, knowing that, and then go into your heart. But these tools, they should be taught in schools. The tools that you're teaching, Joan, they should have been taught in high school. They should have been taught a lot in every art school, in every music school. All of these tools, this is where our divine beauty comes from for humanity.
I so agree with you, Kathy. It should even be in our nursery schools, our preschools. Listen, everyone really is intuitive. It's about waking up to it. And, if we had more magical people on the planet, we'd be really thriving. Okay. That is one of my belief systems.
Yes. Okay. Well, so tell us a little bit. Can you tell us any stories about, I know you have tons of stories about your intuition. Can you tell any stories of anybody that you've worked with, helping them with their intuition, kind of a success or a good story about it?
Well, I'm going to tell you the story. Yes, I will actually, but this is a roundabout story.
Okay.
So I have a dear friend, client friend. I've known them since 2008, very conscious being. And I get a phone call from him, a text a few weeks ago that said, "Oh my God, I have an emergency. Can we talk?" So we hop online, and it turns out that he's going, mea culpa, like, forgive me, forgive me. He said, "I didn't listen to you, Joan." Okay, so it's one of those stories. Just going to toot the horn here. So 3 years ago, I apparently in a session said, "Fire that person. They're going to take you down." And my client friend said, "Well, Joan's always right. I love her information, but I'm not going to do that." This was his cousin. He didn't want to do that. So ignored the advice. What can I say? A year and a half goes by. We're having a reading. Now, I don't remember anything from any of these readings, by the way. You have to remind me because I'm in trance. I say, "God, that person's got to go, ruining your business, not going to be there." And again, Joan's wonderful. I love her advice. Not going to listen to this one. Okay? Just tossed it aside, guys. Okay? How do I feel about that? Well, it's a great story now. So 6 weeks, well, probably about now, around the holidays, right before the holidays. Okay, that's when I got that. I told them again, get rid of him. And I was agitated because I even sent a text after. Okay, I was agitated. Like, not that you didn't listen to me, but I could feel something dramatic was going to happen. So what happens after the holidays? My friend reaches out to me. "You were right, Joan. Not only was their YouTube channel stolen, along with the revenue that was quite extensive, and the copyrights for every thing that this person had produced over the last 10 years, lost everything, all rights to it, everything." Okay. And there we are on Zoom. And, and what do you say? So yes, I was accurate, and yes, it kind of resonated, but they weren't willing to do anything about it. Stuck, frozen, because this person was a relative. The logical mind says, well, you got it, it's your relative. Your relative wouldn't do anything that bad to you, right? Like the taxes flying out of the trunk. It's not going to happen. And so overriding, what did he do? He overrid his instincts because, I was agitating him, just so you know, like the 6 weeks, I was so agitated, like not because he didn't listen to me, but because I could feel the evil that was about to. Okay.
Yeah.
So the good news, though, was that, of course, it was a lesson that he had to learn, because we do need to learn. If we don't listen to the messenger, shoot the messenger, don't shoot me. If we don't listen, then we're going to have to learn that lesson. It's going to have to be painful enough that we have to start all over again. Guys, I've had to do that too, honestly. Wrong choices, wrong men in my life. I had one man in my life that took me for $500,000. So honestly, some of us need to learn more than others. That's what I want to I could tell you of the same day, I had a session with another client, long-term client of mine, who 3 years ago had asked me if she came to me because she wanted to leave her career and go into the world of healing arts. And I told her at that time she wasn't ready. And you want to please your clients for sure, and she wanted to be ready, and I would have liked her to be ready, but I knew she wasn't. And so for 3 years, we worked on and off. And the last session I had with her, I couldn't believe it. It was like, oh my God, you are so ready. Now's your time. So that was exciting, because now is really her time, and it will be the most successful. Whereas 3 years ago, she would still have been struggling now because she wasn't ready.
Right. I see that a lot. I think a lot of people are coming into their own right now, and they need the intuition in their toolkit. They need someone that they need a support community, or create a tribe that gets them, and that can co-create together. There's so much stuff happening right now that we could almost be celebrating instead of in fear and in sadness. We could be going far out. We planned this well before. So I think the opportunity to discover your intuitive gifts and to live by them and to be empowered. That's the other part of all of this. Is Joan really puts a lot of effort into, as you could hear her talk about that gentleman and telling him to fire his relative. She's trying to empower other people. This is not about having you, like a psychiatrist or the old-fashioned chiropractor, come back and let me crack you again in a couple. This isn't that model. This model is, okay, you got it. Come back when you want more, but you got it for now, and go out in the world and practice, right?
And practice. I think we're practicing life until the day we die. Honestly, we are constantly practicing our skills of discernment, of living, of what's truth, what's not. That is our life. We are constantly in a stream of consciousness. The question is which vibratory frequency is your consciousness in, and where do you prefer it to be?
Exactly. That's conscious choice. And where do you feel supported and can nurture your essence? That's the other thing, because the old fashioned, 15, 20 years ago, the people would go to India, or they'd go to this ashram or that ashram, sit at the foot of a wise guru, and they would get samadhi. they would get this high vibrational resonance with the higher frequency being, and then they'd keep it for a day or two, and then they'd crash and burn. Now you have a chance to really be working on yourselves and clear yourself so you can hold this new light that is your birthright, right?
We all came here for a purpose. The purpose is now. You know, when we say these are the times for which you've been called, yes, it is. You're not going to get a better time. This is the time. All hands on deck. We're totally needed. If you think this ascension is going to happen without you, we need all the positive vibrational forces here on the planet waking up so that this planet can be freed. You know, they call it the prison planet for a reason, but now we're the freedom planet. We are the planet that is going to be soaring into ascension, but it takes each and every one of you.
Right, right. And there is a happy ending. That's what I keep wanting to tell people when they have all this worry and this fear. It's like, what do you have to lose? Go for it. People on their deathbed didn't if you read any books for near-death experiencers or about death, they were like, why didn't I do more? Why didn't I have more fun? Why didn't I take that risk? This is it. This is the time, right? And if you can learn how to tap into your intuition to do that, bonus, right?
It's probably the only way
Yeah.
that you're really going to effectively do it, because honestly, these are not good times happening in the world outside.
Right.
You know, they're not out there partying like the rock stars out there, because things are getting tough and they'll probably get a bit tougher. So therefore, the party's in here. Okay. You know, the party's in here. Your DNA is encoded with awakening. Your DNA is ready for action. It is actually percolating and going, I am awake. I have been called to this. Let's get this started. Let's do it. You know? So yeah, I invite all of you to come play with me. Absolutely. Go check out the website, joanofangels.com. We'll show the event. On my website, it's got the wrong date. So that's why I haven't shown it. It's actually on Monday, the 18th. And you can sign up. Should I show it, Kathy? Do you want to show it?
I've got it going through the banner. Oh, do you want to show the website?
Oh, yeah. I can show the website. I have it set up.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay. All right. I want this in your brains. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to show you on Neil's channel. So I'm doing it on Portal to Ascension. I love Neil. We do a lot of work together. I co-produce events for him now. And so this one, how to use the intuitive gifts you were born with, you can register here. Okay. You are going to love it. I know you're going to love it, because I went back through my notes, and it turns out I've been teaching this class since I was for 20 years. So it's on my website also with the wrong date, but Uncover Your Superpowers, how to use the intuitive gifts you were born with. I have a little video, wrong date, but the video is still good. But I go into more detail here on my website at joanofangels.com. So definitely check that out. And I hope that we get to see you, because the more the merrier at this point. Oh,
the idea, there'll be a recording, right? After.
Oh yeah, 24/7. You can watch it 24/7. It'll be up there.
Okay. Well, so I've got here. I'll put these this detail in the comments as well. So people, please do yourself a favor. You're going to want to take this class. You're going to want to learn from Joan. She is just an incredible resource for you during these changing times, and fun, as you can tell. This isn't boring, like, oh, I'm going to fall asleep when I.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, it's active, it's fun, it's high energy, it's happy. I mean, you can find your happy place while you're learning, which will make it stick a lot better. But seriously, I don't know how people navigate all this change without having their intuition as their guide. So I couldn't wait when I saw that Joan was teaching this to bring it to my audience and to ask ask that you consider this as part of your toolkit. Yeah. So Joan, it looks like not all of the texts went into the comments, so I'll have to go back and do it manually. But anything else that you'd like to wrap up with here?
First of all, Kathy, I love the way you interview. This is the second interview we've done. You interviewing me. And I fell for you the first time. I just thought you were amazing. And I felt that we had such a resonance and connection. So I was just thrilled that you invited me on to talk about this. What I want to tell all of you is this. These are the times for which we've been called. Okay. We are here because of that. Otherwise, I don't know about you, but I think there's other planets I'd like to be on. I would like to have, Venus might be a fun planet, where they celebrate your beauty and your love. But no, we're here on planet Earth. So I say, let's do it. Let's wrap it up. Let's get through this ascension. Let's learn what we need to. Let's be ourselves authentically. We're going to have a great time doing it. When we're done and we're on the other side and we're having that great vacation, we'll sit there and go, oh my God, we did it. We freed planet Earth from thousands of years of oppression. And I was part of that. And you were part of that. And we did that. We did that great ascension. And I think that this is all part of it. And so why not? The alternative is too horrible.
I just got chills when you said that, because I haven't really thought of it as like a team sport like we did it. I was thinking all along that just focus on what you want. Just focus on what you want, and then get guidance to focus more on what you want. But what you just said is like, hey, the team of angels all came together, and ascended masters and everybody and galactics. There's a lot of wonderful support here. Wonderful support for us to choose the high road.
Now you gave me chills.
Uh-huh.
Guys, we came here for this, and I'm just going to say it. The alternative is not acceptable. It's not going to even happen. We are taking this planet higher. We are going higher. We are going collectively, because individually we cannot do it. But our higher selves can. And the Archangel Joan of Angels, Joan of Arc, that's not my day-to-day going to the grocery store necessarily mode. But Joan of Arc, each of you have a higher power mode. And when we take that together, we're a force that can't be stopped. And let's do it. Let's just get it done.
Yes. But get it done in the smart way where you have all your resources. Right now, if you aren't listening to your intuition and you don't know how to connect with it, you're almost driving blindfolded. So this is a huge opportunity. If you can't go to the class, you can get the recording later. You can also connect with Joan later. This is a huge opportunity for you to get all the tools. I don't know. I don't know what I'd be like if I didn't have all those tools. I've been using them since I was 8 years old. So I can't even imagine what it would be like to not feel guided and loved and supported by my team, but and getting turn left, turn right. And usually it's so much more fun, you guys, once you get to hear and you actually participate. They have a lot of fun stuff for you, more fun than you're doing on your own.
Right? Yeah, because they're telling you to do things that you're afraid of.
Right.
And so you have to kind of get out there. But you're so accurate, Kathy, on where we're at and where we could be.
Right. So seriously, I'll put the banner up one more time, and I'll make sure that this is available for everyone. You can either go to joanofangels.com or go to portaltoascension.org under events, intuitive-gifts. And that's where you buy your ticket anyway. But what you want to know is that this is your birthright. This isn't something that only special people get. Every beautiful human here has this capacity, and it's dormant if you haven't activated it. So activate it, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna finish up. Seriously, you guys, you're more powerful than you know. Please take this opportunity. If you are not using your intuition now, or you don't know how to access it, to take this class. So, anything else, Joan?
I just love you. I
Oh,
love everyone who's been listening, everyone who's going to listen. I love our planet. I love our people. I love planet Earth, and I want us to have a happy, healthy life here.
we are. I'm convinced we've already won, but it just hasn't played out yet. But more and more people that are in the high frequency will really help. And there's a lot of mystical, wonderful experiences that are in everyone's future. So,
Right?
okay. And Omar said, thank you, ladies. Really enjoyed this morning's talk. Thank you. Thank you, Omar. So,
I love Omar. He's going to be interviewing me later. And if that first question is any indication,
oh, there was, yeah, be
oh
careful.
my God, I got to get my textbook.
No, you're going to have to ask your intuition. Okay, so how do I handle this one?
That's just what I saw. It's like they said, okay, we're going to take you up to the high angelic gallery libraries of time to be with Omar later.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Well, he's such a blessing to both of us, and so again, we're Joan and I are both going to be on the Portal to Ascension event this coming weekend, and there's other Omar and I are doing an event on the 14th for healing. That is all these amazing free healers. So please, you guys, check out all of us, what we're doing. There's always something happening, and we're here to help support you in your transition to your highest loving place. So thank you, Joan. Bye. Talk to you soon. Bye, dear.
I love you.